Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to more Nanyang American qualifier action. We're getting ready to hop into, well, I guess you can consider your lower bracket final. It's Shazam going against FDL, who just beat IX Mike's Team Freedom and have now secured their spot to square against a very powerful Team Shazam. Winner of this moves on to the grand final to face Digital Chaos. Should be a good time. I'm KotLGuy. I'm going to be joined by American Dota legend himself, GrandGrant. Grant, how's it going, my man? Want to make sure everything works. So what's up?
Hey, what's up, dude? Can you hear me?
I can hear you plenty fine. Sounds wonderful.
That's good. Yeah, this should be a real barn burner, a real doozy of a game, I believe.
All right, so first thing we have to address is this Shazam roster, Grant. All right?
Yes.
You knew something was a bit fishy coming into this series. You knew that there was going to be something special and people needed to come by and watch. And that's mad. So.
Yep, he is effing mad, too. People don't know. He's been, I believe the last time we even saw him was at Frankfurt when he was analyzing.
Reserve time.
I don't think he's been on a team since then, has he?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, of course we know him to play on Alliance, on the great Team Sigma for quite a while there. But aside from any other stand-in work, I don't really remember him getting a whole lot of recent playtime.
Yeah, he was actually, when NEL was still big, he was, I think, one of the 4 Europeans who chose to play in NEL over Europe Dota, so he's pretty accustomed to the North American Dota, maybe not for a little bit now, but he's definitely not one to miss out on.
So we knew that, and I was talking about it with Mott, and it was something that was tweeted, I believe, by Brax, that they are, you know, SVG is now going to be their coach, and that they didn't really say at the time what they were going to do to replace, but if I'm not mistaken, that change means that they're going to have to now go in the open qualifier for TI. Is that right?
Yeah, it sure does. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna be Shazam's coach. He's moving to a different team that is unknown currently. But yeah, he is. He's moving away from the Shazam world, and because of that, you see Enchantress doesn't go banned against him. That's good.
All right, yeah, so they'll be able to snag that one up for themselves, and I wonder if that just becomes like a nice, quick, mad grab right there. It's something he played quite a bit, so I'm sure he's, you know, versed on it a bit. I'm curious to see if he's going to bring anything different to the table here, because like, does this change things up a bit, like just for the team overall? Because I knew Savage to be like that big Tusk bounty hunter. I don't remember playing a lot of Earth Spirit, but he was always just kind of very aggressive and just hanging around the mid lane, being a pain in the ass there. Does Mad bring that same kind of style, you think?
I have not seen him in so long, but I think they kind of need that same style out of him. It's the whole reason, like, I think the last, like, 10 games Shazam's played, they've banned Enchantress, Elder Titan, like, every team. Freedom, Dragneel, DC have banned it, and now that, SVG is not there anymore. I mean, those heroes are going unbanned, and it's kind of scary. But I think he will have to do more of a roaming mid, not really Doombringer farm style. You see them actually ban it.
Yeah,
he's gonna really have to put in work. And you see the AA to counter Alchemist. It's been a pretty common third pick, it seems, when Alchemist gets that second pick.
Yeah, it's definitely something, because when you go into a game against an Alchemist, you hate your life already. You're going to be playing a different kind of a game than you're normally used to, having to kind of keep tabs on how he's farming, checking out for stacks, maybe, you know, contesting bounty runes so he doesn't have that easy surplus of gold come his way, or, you know, incorporate something like the AA into your draft. And given the opportunity, and with the bans already being on Nature's Prophet and Doom, who are also both big priorities, you know, I'm surprised even the Beastmaster was able to make it through. There's a lot you got to have to, you know, keep tabs of, and that's just going to allow the AA to kind of creep in there nicely for FDL. So
yeah, I love the Nature's Prophet ban that we just saw in both of the earlier games against Freedom. They didn't ban Nature's Prophet, and Mikey J. White went bonkers with it both games.
Did you have any other impressions from that last series, by the way? I mean, I don't know. I got to catch a little bit during the hub, some of the American games, but I didn't get to see a lot of FDL or Freedom play. But I almost thought the series was a bit of a 50-50. But do you think that, you know, it should have been FDL favored and that they deserved to win, or was that an upset?
I think Freedom favored, but FDL definitely they outplayed him. I think they outpicked him too. I haven't really known Stan King to be like the best drafter, but he always drafts I don't know how to say it right, like a perfect 5 for his team. Like, you can already see they already have the team fight the early game with just 2 heroes.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, FDL just plays as a team more than others, per se, if that makes sense. Like, Stan King, CC, they don't really have, like, that star player. I mean, last few games we've seen MJW go really well, and then when Bees is on the Slark and he can carry him, it's always good to see. But they don't just have that one, like, Arteezy or that Sumail that you want to watch for. They just have an all-around really good team.
Yeah, you know, who knows? Maybe a strong performance here moving forward, and someone might be able to make a big name for themselves. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I remember the last game these two played. It was the winner's bracket, I think, of the regional qualifiers. And I remember the last game was an 80-minute game between them. The Shazam squeaked out. And I remember there was a carry Mirana. We have not seen, like, any Mirana. What happened to that hero after
I brought up
qualifiers?
that same question to Mott. People were talking about it as well as Epicenter. She's just fucking gone. They're just like, cool, Ags. Look at all the possibility with Ags. Now let's forget about it and move on.
And the win rate was huge, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure Potter like a 70% win rate just gone. I guess it was just one of those.
Maybe they made like a sacred pact amongst each other. Like, yeah, we're not playing this anymore.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Like a first pick hero, first ban hero just gone. Maybe it was just maybe it was a tournament meta kind of thing. Just like the 4 tank heroes in Epicenter. Haven't seen that yet.
It's just a
reserve time.
It's a very trendy game too. I mean, maybe some players have even admitted that sometimes certain heroes are just not cool to play at that moment, and suddenly something pops out and it's like, you know what, that hero is now cool to play. Kind of like How pulling out the Luna at TI5. It's like, you know what, that's pretty cool. We're gonna do that. But Mirana not cool right now, I suppose. But
yeah, she is out. I think the last time we saw her, she was actually a support played by. I think Z-Freak played it right at Epicenter.
Yeah.
I think that was the last time. Yeah, he did. And oh my goodness, he played that so well. So maybe we'll see. I mean, it's not bad for the FDL lineup. I don't think Biza plays it on the carry, so it would have to be a support one. And there we go, Timbersaw. I don't know if you've been watching much, but there's been a lot of Timbersaw in these NA games with Moo playing it the most, I think. Yeah, Moo is loving that hero right now.
Oh, I figured because they probably got like the Immortal or whatever from this latest Battle Pass chest.
Oh, that's just going to be even worse.
He just wants to show it
in
off.
Every game. With like a poor man's shield and level 7, if you have the level 4 active armor, you have like 40 armor. It's something ridiculous. And the stout shield procs, and I don't know. A lot of poor man's shield picked up by him.
Has it been, because I haven't personally been able to watch all the Timbersaw coming up, like what is it about it? Is it because there's been a lot of heavy strength cores?
He's unkillable in lane, which is a big thing right now. And yeah, he just, in the mid game, he gets decent farm. I've been seeing like off lane like 17, 18 minute bloodstones, which are pretty damn quick, and he just goes into a fight, you can't kill him, and he's just cutting all your attributes up, and that's about it.
He's a crowd pleaser. I always love when Timbersaw does get picked up. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Who was the funnest one? Wasn't it Arteezy at MLG 2013?
Was
that when he played at middle?
Arteezy at TI4, but yeah, MLG.
They both, yeah. The Arteezy with that hero. I can't believe that hero was a middle hero for some time. Like you wouldn't think about it, but it worked.
I would say I would be a little Eastern biased and say maybe Ice also plays a pretty damn good Timbersaw. I mean, they do have a set for him after all. He's got to play decently.
So you know he's sick at it, yeah, of course.
He's sick. He's got hats, you know. But here we go to Shazam. They've picking up Eventual Spirit since then, so you get a extra flavor of the minus armor going along with the Alk and his acid spray there, and your supports are now set. So it's about building up something for potentially the offlane grab, and of course what they're gonna get for mid.
Yeah, well, we're gonna hope it's not the BSJ carry Vengeful, which actually works out for him, but I don't believe TC plays that hero. There's some crazy teams. BSJ plays some crazy heroes now. He's definitely not the Slark spammer anymore to say he is.
He's an innovator?
Well, I don't know innovator, but he plays a lot of heroes.
He's like a mad scientist. He'll try something out, and he comes out, and then just blows up in his face, and I guess back to the drawing board. But
yeah, I forgot to talk about the Invoker, man. I don't think you can let MSS. In his last game, he went like 18-1 and 15.
Ouch.
Even after, I think, losing his lane in like 3 minutes. And he just still went ham. Yeah, I don't think you can give him that hero.
So good respect there, but we will see the Darkseer get grabbed up now. So it just offers. I mean, Alchemist is obviously, we know, a huge late game kind of a hero. Darkseer just comes with the fact that you have a wonderful high ground defense to help stall games out a bit, and then Ion Shell with any sort of man fighter like Alchemist, I guess, could certainly not hurt. And then the Lifestealer comes out as well for FDL.
Yeah, Lifestealer's been it's been pretty much every game for FDL, Dragneel, it's never
10
banned, but it's always
seconds
picked by one of those two teams. Those teams meet up a lot now, but we've seen the Lifestealer.
5
He either built
seconds
Super
remaining.
Carry, or we still actually see, I believe,
Radiance.
Biza. Yeah, he played the Radiance one still. It kind of fell off a little
Reserve
bit.
time.
it's already coming back in. I mean, you get in that Dragon,
10
you have a
seconds
Radiance.
remaining.
They just can't do anything, dude. And you can hop out with a Sanjin Yasha Radiance, and you're still doing insane damage.
What were your
Dire
thoughts
team
on
back.
IX Mike's Lifestealer though last series?
Did they win a game? They didn't. I just
He
don't
plays
think
it that off-lane
he
Lifestealer
does.
thing. We've seen Universe do it a couple of times, but it
It
just
has
feels like
really
Lifestealer's
paid
spot
off.
is
10
in that
seconds
safe lane or
remaining.
farming position, not off lane.
Yeah, exactly. I think you have to get an early Midas
5
on that hero
seconds
to like
remaining.
push it. I mean, you have to be able to hop in Ancients. That's what makes that hero so good. And if you're off lane, you're just, even if you go to the
Reserve
jungle, you're
time.
farming way slower than if you're in the safe lane and get that super quick Midas, and you're just
Dire
Midasing
team
siege and
pick.
range creeps. I just don't think it's good off lane, like you said. It's pretty much a safe lane. That's definitely gonna be Beeze's hero. So probably that means off lane Timbersaw for MJW, and he definitely played this hero like 3 days ago, but I forget how it went.
10 seconds
I believe
remaining.
they won. They've been winning a lot. I mean, look where they're at right now.
Yeah, dude, MGW always gets on these kind of
5
teams that just
seconds
kind of
remaining.
begin to make a name for themselves. He's getting on the up and up, but can't make it to that land. You know what I mean? Or like
Yep.
that next step right there. And
Radiant team
here comes
pick.
the Queen of Pain for the mid lane grab.
Yeah, and that's CCNC. He loves that hero. I'm surprised there's no Puck banned out, but I guess because they have the Alchemist, they're just already assuming Alchemist is middle. It doesn't have to be, but...
Weaver.
Oh,
Looks like
and
it will be.
Weaver. Yep, so Weaver's just also done. Weaver's actually felt like the bottom of the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I saw him in the last series. He's been played. DC plays him a lot. Enemy GG, yeah, pretty much every American team's played him, and we saw him a bunch at Epicenter as well, so he's the new bottom, I guess we'll say.
Did we see? I didn't actually look at that moment. Was Matt actually doing the drafting for Shazam?
No, Brax was.
Okay, Brax was. This is a
Yeah.
nice draft. I mean, this is
I like
something
it.
similar to what we saw at Epicenter. This is like an Alchemist team dream right here. You have everyone on your team who could benefit a lot from an Ags Weaver, even, you know, with that ridiculous
Oh, man,
time lapse
yeah.
capability. I mean, this Alchemist could just kind of turn into quite the Titan. And,
Yeah, and I think it's good. I'm actually surprised because the Alchemist, like, not the
10
best middle
seconds
hero
remaining.
early. I mean, he can get his farm, but he's so gankable. But you look at the side of
5
FDL, and what do they have to
seconds
gank?
remaining.
An AA, like it would have to be like a level 1 smoke gank where he just gets his what's that called? Sticky fingers or?
oh, sticky. No, it's
I don't
what
think
is
it's
it?
called sticky.
Chilling touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticky fingers be cool too.
Sticky fingers. Yeah, you know.
Prepare for battle.
Maybe.
Yeah, but without that, it's gonna be really hard for like the Alchemist to die, which I think benefits Shazam a lot. Not having to worry, like no stuns on the side of Dire.
All right, I have my back here for a second. Apparently, I didn't remove these freaking weather effects. Now I got all these glowing balls. I gotta look through here. Which is the default weather? Here it is. All right, let me get this connected.
I think the only one I've ever used, I just put on the snow, because the snow, like, you can't even barely see. It's just kind of gorgeous, you know.
It's just kind of gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm not one for, like, yeah, I was watching the stream, and I'm like,
Dude, yeah, that
what is
last
going
one. I mean,
on?
Mott was all about it, and I was like, okay, this is a bit blue. It was like it was an Avatar or something.
Yeah, and then day and night is like turning to violet, purple. I didn't even.
And
see
I'm
what's
like
going on.
partially colorblind. I could not see that change. So I was like, some people, I'm like, is it nighttime? I had to like totally look at the clock just to see if the Night Stalker was roaming appropriately or not. So I definitely going to be never using that ever again. So we're back on default now.
One thing to notice, we were in the lobby and we were talking about it. I believe Jason has the level 125 and he has the terrain change that makes you can see juke spots super easy.
And he's got
were talking,
Radiant?
like,
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So the left side. So we might see if Jason,
He's gonna
outplays
abuse
some
it.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't have it. I don't have that level yet. I'm a little high, but I didn't go all in.
I saw you went
Nerd sweat.
74 or
Something like a little over. I got a little over 100 yet.
Oh,
I got
okay.
fucked over every single treasure, so no more
Oh my,
money.
yeah, I haven't gotten anything above a common yet. I opened like I think the same amount as you. It's good,
Yeah,
good times.
it's
good
just the
times.
same disrespect where they're dropping these updates always during America.
It's just like I know that's when they're always gonna drop them. It's their Steam thing, but they need to screw over Europe somehow.
I always am casting when there's a patch drop like that. I remember when they first released like the big rubber band effect, and I was casting like Navi US at the time. It's always during America. It feels like that is. It's a good time.
Sure, why not? No one's playing. They're always going. I think Nanyang, Starladder, and Pro Dota are all three going on. I was like, oh boy. But okay, you see that ward above the Radiant Ancients? FDL places that nearly every game. I saw him place against Freedom as well, and I'm just surprised they don't. No one's countered it, like at all. And if you watch the replays, FDL always place it. I like the Sentry too. They place a very early Sentry.
It is definitely an interesting, very interesting spot. We'll block out the camp, and obviously Shazam, if they're not checking the replays or if they weren't watching the last series, I guess they wouldn't catch wind of it, or we'll have to see.
And you don't want to waste like that one sentry ward up on that cliff and it's not there, I guess. Like they'll know pretty soon.
The battle begins.
I don't see anyone with a sentry on hand, so they might just have to sack that camp altogether.
Ooh,
he did. Franz will have to walk away from that one, and that means that Shazam are going to be picking up both bounties. Very nice.
It was kind of interesting. They didn't give him the Alchemist one with Greevil's Greed. He skilled acid spray right away. Huh.
Well, yeah, straight acid spray. I guess maybe he's expecting that he's going to get punished in the early.
Yeah, but he's not. But
he's not.
They got both runes. You don't see that often anymore.
Yeah, something with stats and how that usually that team ends up winning. I don't know.
Boy, it's over. Might as well call it.
It's a hit in morale, that's for sure, right at the start. But I'm intrigued to watch this Timbersaw matchup as well. I mean, we're gonna have to keep tabs on pretty much both sides, since the offlaners are gonna be feeling pretty aggressive here. But you know, you were talking a bit about with obviously the stout shield and now the reactive armor. He can be pretty damn tanky. Venge isn't the best at being a zoner, but she'll definitely hold her own as long as she can here.
Yeah, then he has to run. Once that what's it called, Wave of Terror finally comes out, he has to run. But yeah, look at, he just doesn't take damage. Then he gets a poor man shield, and Venge literally tickles him. But he gets harassed pretty early. That's good. Yeah,
it's enough to keep him at least away from getting into that XP too. So TC just has free reign in the creep wave to work with here, while Jason's going to continue to pull them back. Matt is just going to be doing as he pleases in the jungle, working with those early camps. Did he get a smoke? He did. So he's got a troll. And it looks like he'll take his business to one of these lanes and try to, you know, lead in with an early first blood for Shazam.
I think it has to be bottom, unless even if MSS would have to get one early in Sun, I don't think he's going to do that, because he's actually doing very well middle. He doesn't have the skill stuff he
doesn't want. Well, MGW's not 2 yet. He doesn't have Timber Chain, so he's easy prey while he's stuck at level 1. But these creeps are about to move forward now, so he'll get to his level 2 in just a moment. And Matt, I guess there was no Satyr here, or we'll take the other Satyr, the Mind Stealer.
Oh, and it's just gonna. Well, now we might be able to gain Quap when Quap has no mana.
How much mana does this thing freaking burn?
100.
100. All right.
It used to be 150. I remember that for a while, like how ridiculous it was. It was just something
The
else.
best was, I don't know how long ago, but when the creeps would just cast their spells on anyone walking by. Was that just strictly Dota 1 where you walk by and you get mana burn and you're like, for real, dude? For real?
Yeah, it was a little bit. Now, luckily, it's just the Satyr who still just shoots a shockwave at you randomly if there's more than 2 people there.
Yeah.
I'm glad they haven't fixed that. The one thing I miss about Dota 1 is nighttime sleeping. There's a lot of fun stuff.
Oh,
you can do
yeah,
with that.
yeah.
I'm surprised they did take that out. Yeah, CC and CC looking all his mana.
Ooh, top lane. They try to make a tickle at Brax, but he's got the surge, walks out before any sort of cold feet will proc, and we'll have a salve to fall back on, so it's all good for him. And in your mid lane CS matchup, it's pretty neck and neck. I mean, Alchemist 12 to the Queen of Pains 11. Pretty nice for MSS. Plus, this acid spray does quite a number on the CC.
He doesn't. You know what CC and C stands for, right?
Nah, fill me in.
Alright, cool, calm, and collected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he is. He's there. He's ready. Yeah, he's just a young man. I can't believe how young he is. It's crazy.
Yeah, I heard what, 16?
I think 15. He might be 16. I believe he's still 15. Oh, in bottom lane, he might be a death.
Okay, MJW gets stunned up already. And he's getting body blocked here from Jason quite a bit. We'll force out the Timber Chain. TC's in though. Sakuchi's in, and welcome to the abyss of eternal suffering.
Oh, is he gonna go down here?
Oh, close but not. One more tower click certainly would have done it, but they are both going to be good.
Gets a health potion.
Meanwhile, Matt has smoked up, by the way. He's taking his business towards the top, or maybe rounding the corner in hopes to get a grab onto Mr. Cool and Calm.
I just don't see how they do without a stone. Without the netter, they have nothing to shut down CC and C's blank, so he has to go top.
Yep. And easy grab on Stan King here if the timing is right. But there is Franz also in the nearby woods. No surprise, he's got the highest CS in the game. Probably the best farm. Beastmaster jungling. It's pretty good from what I hear. So.
Okay, did you hear? Apparently, I was telling the Bull after they lost. He's like, okay, watch my replays. What I do wrong, and then he was telling like, dude, how's their Beastmaster is buying you? Apparently, Beastmaster's boars do double damage to neutral creeps right now. I don't know if it says that, but yeah.
It's the summon. It's something they changed it like the same way. I don't know how they titled it, but the same way like Veno wards now actually do more damage to neutral creeps. Something like summon units do more damage to neutral. Heroes do less damage. So yeah, heroes like Beastmaster, and it's like one of those things like they put those buffs in, and maybe not until they're actually played and in motion that they realize like, oh my god, this really benefits Beastmaster a lot, who is already kind of jungling a bit, and all these indirect buffs. But they're roaming through here, and they're going to be a bit shy.
They don't have a ward. Yeah, pink and green are just
the sense.
Juking them on accident. Here we go though. Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah, Stan King. Hi, everyone. Walks right into trouble, but Franz is waiting with the roar, but that might be just a roar to get some safe space here. And he creeps in. They get the blow up on Jason, and now CC shows up with a big sonic wave, and they're going to turn it into a 2-for-1 in favor of FDL. Nice participation from the Queen of Pain there. We'll award him a better trade, even though first blood
was a big ult.
Was the other way, but nice rotation nonetheless.
Yeah, 2 for 2. So FDL does this. They just turn like moments that shouldn't be in their favor into the favor. I mean, fighting where they fought. Obviously, the Queen of Pain can get over there, and I mean, you have an alchemist. Well, what's he gonna do? Like his acid spray is already down. He's farming. He can't just run over there and help you. He's just gonna keep farming. And I guess that's FDL doesn't really need stuns. They have the roar, man. Can't believe he had. He's level 7 at like 5 minutes in. That's insane.
It's pretty ridiculous here. So enjoy it while you can. Do you think, I asked this question to Mott the last time, do you think a balance patch might be in order before Manila? Something that we might, do you think it might be necessary?
I think just little nerfs and buffs, like that boar thing, that's just ridiculous. What else? Who are the other heroes people have been just picking every game?
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing plenty of the Enchantress here. Mild trade here in the bottom lane will force out TC to use that time-lapse even, but he goes right back to work on the tower.
Ooh, and Franz middle has a roar and a smoke. I don't think he's going to go jungle. Nope, there's a smoke.
But, I mean, this is similar to what we saw from a lot of the Chinese teams even during Epicenter. It's just when you get this farm grind going, you just put this roar to work every time it's off cooldown.
Yep.
And they're doing that trend here and now. And MSS will pay the price.
Came off.
Here it comes. They set up the bird, and they'll make their go. Roar will be there. They have to turn the corner. The Vortex didn't really slow him down. They got the cold feet. If they can lock him in place, which they can, he will solidify. Not even necessary. They're going to easily clean it up with the Scream coming out from CC. Jason's pretty weak, so he'll have to step back. But Mad, able to stand, plant, and take down the AA. They'll find at least a trade that way, but losing MSS does cost them quite a bit more. And CC, who's only got 30 life left, is going to be on the way out here. And I don't think there's going to be anything to stop him.
No, he is blink up that Urn, almost killed him. The Centaur actually missed, effing Mad Centaur missed his first stomp. It would have kept MSS alive a little longer and they would have got the kill, but he wanted to do it before he blinked and almost had it, but not quite. Still not the worst trade. I mean, you committed a lot middle for MSS, but you don't want to lose that farm on him. But he's going to find his farm anytime now, so. Brax top lane, he's having a pretty good time. Him and Biza, just those two are just having good times top.
And it's a win-win really for both of them right now. But for Biza's sake, I'm sure he's going to be happy to be able to kind of muscle forward into that Midas that much faster. And for Brax, well, I assume a mech will allow him to kind of come together a bit faster.
I'm looking if he does go Mice. He might, because he got the third clause of attack on Mice. So he might just go straight up Armland. They might try to do really early pushing with Beastmaster and Quab. Those are good pushing here, especially against an Alec. Once his Alec's acid spray runs off, he provides nothing in the early to mid game at all.
Yeah, getting that extra armor gonna be nice against all the reduction that's gonna be coming out from Shazam for sure. And this is when we might be seeing some of these offlaners also get a bit more proactive. MJW getting close to his level 6, but TC continues to just freefully dive him there along the back. While this is happening, you have a rotation coming out from the other members here of FDL. Swinging through the bottom. TC very deep here. Wants to go for MJW. Will be time-lapsing to get himself back under the tower and get that life back. And And that will be the end of that squash. But back at mid lane, we have MSS going right back into his farm grind here. But we got Franz coming in. It's off cooldown, and it's going to be back on cooldown in just a second if they can get close enough. CC steps in front of MSS. We'll dish out the scream. Sees Jason and Mad rotating in. We'll have to change course, and that might be the end of this gank, Grant. CC is got to get the hell out of here.
Yep.
He'll be able to blink away.
Staying with the perfect ice vortex slows down everyone. Couldn't catch up, and it's not bad for either team.
Dyer's
MJW
bottom
gets the
tower
bottom denied.
has
That's
been
nice.
denied.
But yeah, nothing. I think this kind of favors FDL right now because they're keeping MSS's farm down. TC's farming a little bit. He's spending a lot though. He's missing a lot of CS just to harass the Timber out of lane. And I mean, you see Biza. He is 69-0. He is topping the charts quite heavily.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, there is a
TC
Radiant. His use scan. Okay. Tells you now.
I mean, they know that Franz is on the prowl. While he has that roar up,
Radiant's
he's
middle
going to be
tower
looking
is
for a
under
target
attack.
here. We check back at bottom. TC does have the time lapse. We'll use it here. MJW, though, has that chakram, and you can obviously see he's being a bit more offensive than he was before with that extra tool to use. This is going to force TC back, and he might even need just a little bit of extra assistance. It looks like Mad is kind of in the neighborhood now, so we'll have to see if they're going to be able to do anything with that. Well, actually, MJW will spot him out instead.
This is interesting. Now that I see FDL's draft, I said they didn't really have stuns besides that roar, but I'm liking it. They have a lot of unkillable lanes with the Quap middle and the Timber off lane. With only the Venge to really lock somebody down right now, they're losing a lot of their early game, which I think favors them.
Both armlets came online pretty much right at the same time there for both MSS and Bisa, so I'm curious if either of them are going to look to put him to work right away.
Looks like Biza's sitting inside the Quap right now, so.
Yeah, there's a nice little jump bomb potentially, but over nearby, it's Jason who spots out MJW. There's going to be the missile, and good quick
Top
reaction
lane,
of
Stan
TP.
King's
They're
gone.
not going to be able to stop it, and yep, up and above, we catch the back end of it. Stan King gets jumped there from Brax. Good solo pick off for him. No one really nearby to help out, and it'll be the first takedown we've seen in a while here in favor of Shazam.
We see Franz just trying to. Once they get that book one up, you're definitely going to see him just take out those tier ones right away.
Oh yeah.
The auras are, man, Beastmaster, Double Bore, Necromicon level 1. I know I pronounced it wrong, but that's just my thing.
Yeah.
It's a nice name though. Well, how do you pronounce it?
Now I'm going to say Necromicon.
I think it's Necronomicon.
Yeah,
right?
Necronomicon.
But Necromicon, it just sounds like you're going to like a weed festival, like downtown in a hotel. I don't know. It's a good
Necromicon.
time.
I'll meet you there at 4 p.m. I got my Otaku outfit on, or whatever.
I don't know. Okay.
I made up a word.
I don't know what you're saying right
I made
now.
up a word. I don't know.
Pretty
I bet
sure-
it's legit.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure I've heard that.
I've heard hentai
boy.
too, but it was my only other option. So
Yeah, it's in my most search bar. I don't know why, but I don't know what I mean. But it's there.
you hang out with MSS probably a bit too often. So that's a
Oh
fact.
god, yeah.
Speaking
really
of which,
is.
he's hanging around. He's still farming his way through. Since picked up the armlet, got about 1,500 gold. So when we match that up to Bisa here, Bisa at 1,000. Doesn't have that nice benefit of the Grievel's Greed, but for the case of both teams here, kind of taking a pause as far as the fighting goes.
I like how the Midas isn't a thing anymore on the Alchemist. They realize you already farm quick enough. I mean, the Midas will help your experience a little bit and gold, but it's better to just get your items online. They're going to run at you if they see you have an Alchemist with a Midas, so people will stop doing it.
Magic Missile on for MJW here, but with that armor, I mean, it's really no problem at all. They'll easily shrug that one off, and they'll get right back in order. And you know, this is when, if you're Jason, you're kind of just running around making some stacks and trying to find a home for yourself right now. So
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot. Okay, so Brax, I believe it was Brax, couldn't show up to the first game of a series versus Freedom, and MSS played the off lane, and he had a 42 charge Bloodstone Timber Saw. He was like 41,000 net worth in 60 minutes. It was insane. Yeah, Timber Saw
Radiant's
seeing
top
a ton
tower
of
is
play.
under
I
attack.
love watching. He's fun to watch.
he gets those extra charges now too, but the change. But
Brax.
meanwhile, Brax gets jumped, and they will be able to get the finish. Nicely done there. Lead in from FDL. We'll also
Radiant
reward them with the tier 1
structures are
takedown.
fortified.
Yep, and just what we called. And right when he gets book 1, they just 5-mana tier 1.
Radiant's
That's,
top
that's all
tower
they have
is
to
under
do.
attack.
And they don't have anything to stop it besides
Radiant's top tower
Shazam
has
5-manning.
fallen.
Which Shazam obviously are waiting quite a bit for. Probably once they are able to get that mech online here, but with bringing down Brax, it will delay things quite a bit, so it makes that kickoff that much sweeter for FDL because it just kind of will put a pause on Shazam's timing while really you're looking at a team at FDL really beginning to reach a peak now with a Necro book coming online, and that's probably what I call it, Necro book. It's a safe bet there, Grant.
Yeah, that's easy. So just Necro, yeah.
The Necro book. The good book, you know.
Okay, yeah. And I want to get, do you think Biza's getting a mail or the, oh my, no, he's getting a Midas. Biza can get the phase boot,
Radiant's
armlet,
middle
yep,
tower
there it is.
is under
He's
attack.
13-minute Midas with those items. His farm's actually been immaculate. That's insane timing.
Yeah.
For all three of those items. My God.
It's expected the Alchemist will still be able to beat him out only because of the bonus of the Greevils and perhaps picking up a bounty, but for being just dedicated to the farm right now, and also it helps being able to participate in that kill. He's definitely showing a lot of personal worth here.
Yes, it's nice having a 6-second BKB at 14 minutes in while the Alchemist doesn't.
Yep. And we'll see if they look to kind of take advantage of that while it's within their window here. For CC, he's going right for the Ags on his Queen of Pain. So no sort of Orchid play here. I guess maybe you're figuring of going against the Weaver who's going to get the Lincolns. Maybe they want to stall things out or just deep pressure the lanes a bit, but they would prefer to be having the Sonic Wave online more often than not.
Yeah, and I like it because I saw him play Quap, I believe it was yesterday, and he goes the Orchid build, so he's not one of those people who has that flow charty kind of thing, same items every game. Like an IX like Abaddon, he will buy the same items every game no matter what, but CC&C is always variety, always like counters what the team has in it. It's smart. Sometimes you need that. It's not all about the going to the lab and studying, you know?
Yeah. Gotta be thinking in the moment. And here's Franz with another roar, up and ready to go. Brax, who was caught out previously in that top lane, now back at bottom to get back into the grind of farm to finish up. He's 40 gold away from that mech. The ward, or the tower rather, will spot out the bird. And Brax will TP just as the Ice Blast comes in. He'll make it away to safety back to town for him. And instead, FDL will probably have to settle with pushing down the lane, and going for that bottom tier 1 is probably their next option here.
Yep. And one thing I've noticed now that I've been watching a lot of FTL, they draft, like, you see a lot of Dooms on teams playing the 4. FTL drafts getting greedier. Yesterday they played 2 Axes in the jungle, which is super punishable with teams that push. And this game is just a straight-up Beastmaster, which, I mean, isn't the greatest. Like, your lanes are super weak, but they seem to always be getting away with it, which means you're going to have 4 farm heroes instead of 3, and just be able to body people.
Tower has fallen.
And this Beastmaster's, at least on my screen, bugged. Yeah. He's not even holding the axes, punching down the tower, so...
No, yeah, mine too. He is...
Pretty manly.
That's a real manly, yeah. He's got the... Maybe... Is it a new set, or is he that? I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure just bugged.
Yep, classic, but...
Classic. He looks cool when he's doing it, though, yeah. He looks cool.
Yeah. They'll roll through and begin to just go down their docket. And you're right. I mean, even in Game 1 of the last series, they went with the Axe Game 1 and then Beastmaster Game 2. Is it bad enough where it might force a team like Shazam maybe for their next game or any potential future opponent to just rid of those 2 right off the bat? Then you risk letting something else slip by like the Enchantress or an early Invoker pickup, let's say.
They have the ward, but it looks like they're all just getting... TC might be able to take this tower. We're going to see. He has Blightstone at least, -2 armor,
but he sees the cold feet. We'll have to at least sidestep that, and that will be denied. That's 2 towers in front of TC rather that has been denied this game. Bottom tier 1 and now that one, and he moves in, and there will be a TP out back at bottom lane.
Super good TP, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Brax gets his mech, and that'll be the end of that. So a lot of duck and dodge play here from both teams as they continue to grind a farm. Is it more pressure on FDL to kind of just get the ball rolling at this point, or?
I think they're not even that far up, but I think they're fine with where they're at. Like Shazam, the Alchemist is gonna get farmed, whether you push now or push in 10 minutes. But Biza's finding so much farm, and so is this Queen of Pain. Even that I'd say they're definitely in a pretty strong lead right here, and they don't have to push, but they can and they should. But I don't think they're forced to do anything right now.
I would say though that they have to be careful that if they do go for any sort of advantage here, which shows we see CC infested up right now, if this goes bad, they can hand over a pretty significant lead to Shazam, and one they might not bank on losing from there on out. So if FDL can kind of keep this advantage through the game and be able to just cripple the farm that's available to Shazam by taking out these towers, then they could be in a good spot. But the longer things stall out, I would definitely get nervous for FDL.
Yeah, this Weaver, I mean, if a Weaver can get a Lincoln, Deso, NKB, whatever he wants, I mean, it's definitely a problem. Top lane, he's actually...
Mad's here now, steps in, gets some respectable damage on the MJW, but certainly nothing to brag about, so they pull out in a way.
Nail just went all the way off the map.
Maybe didn't want to reveal that he had it.
Yeah, they used... I didn't know you could do that, so if you just let it go forever and don't click R, it just doesn't go?
Yep, it's just gone forever.
Okay.
I think it goes into a different game, but...
It just goes into the Dota 1.
Just a Dota 1. But FDL, continuing their objective path. Now they move in. They look to go for the Roche. Doing it decently here. Jason will spot it out with the wave, and now the rotation comes. Can they get there in time? Brax steps in. Vacuum up to the high ground they go. Right with a wall on top of it. Beautifully done from Brax. FDL a bit stranded. CC obviously going to be able to blink down. Gets off the Sonic Wave. Good damage, but not enough to get the finish. And all the meanwhile, poor Beast is still trapped up on that high ground. Continuous battle with himself and his illusions. Will end up losing. Beautifully played by Brax on that one, and that will allow Shazam to just clear up the Aegis.
Well, okay, that's definitely one of the most game-winning plays I've seen in a while. He just,
Jesus Christ!
Think if they didn't have a QoP, that would have been 3 people just stuck on a hill, and they just zoned out the QoP after that, and they killed each other on the wall. I mean, you can't get away from the wall. If you kill the illusions, you spawn more.
Yeah, that
do
was
extra
just
damage. That was sick.
That was just wonderfully done. Bisa just fighting with himself at least 5 times over there at the end, and just beautifully done from Brax. And all set up, of course, with Jason just being there with the wave. That should have been the triggering point for FDL maybe to second guess where they were standing or if they really wanted to commit for it. But they were so close to getting it done. It's just that point, like, you know, when you approach a red light and it's like yellow and you're like, how long has it been yellow? We got to go for it. Well, this time they ran the red light and they hit some, you know, poor granny.
Sometimes, yeah,
sometimes you get the kids. And
are you one of the guys who always goes on yellow, or?
I mean, if it's an early yellow, yeah, it depends. If I'm by myself in the car, I'll pretty much always go for it. But you know, if I got people, if I'm you know, I'm responsible for people, I might think twice.
And it depends under attack. I guess. Like maybe you guys are going to a football game, the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'd blow that red light quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I have no.
Unless you get an accident, then you can't go at all. So. Ugh.
That's right. Oh, yo, bottom lane. See, no. Oh yes.
With the roar set up, beautifully done with the help of the mana leak that they were able to pop the Lincolns. Now it will force the Aegis out. I don't think they have anything to stop TC from making it away. They have an Ice Blast, but it will miss its mark. So it's a lot of effort. It will only get the Aegis down, however.
Well, he just killed one of the big book creeps.
We got Bisa though going for fun here, and it'll. I mean, MSS. Oh, that's nice. Not good enough though. I thought first like MSS is like, you know, I can't do anything about it, but they tried obviously to see if they could get a decent swap in space, but obviously not going to stop Bisa from making his move and getting the job done.
Yeah, and Brax and effing Mad were both just trying to kill. They just couldn't do anything to the Timber Saw top, and eventually once the vacuum gets used to try to bring him down, he TP'd out, and he was healing like 700 damage a second, so. That is one unkillable hero, and he doesn't even have anything except a Bloodstone right now.
Let's see what MJW can do to get some more charges on it right now. He throws out the shock, they just piece right out. And this is his point to really snowball up, because if he kind of fizzles out here or he risks getting picked off and loses all these fancy charges, you know, could be stuck in a bit of an awkward position to play catch-up. But if he does bring in the farm, then you got like one of those fancy blinking sheep stick Shiva's Timber Saws that offer so much utility to your team and could be a huge, big game changer for FDL.
Yep, and I've heard a lot of people still wondering, like almost all the Alchemists are still going Manta, and people are like, why go? You don't get the extra gold anymore. But I mean, for Alchemists just using the Manta Radiance to farm, it's all about just pushing lanes. Like anyone with a Manta, like that's all you're doing. Because of course, I mean, it was way better when you got all the Greebles, Greed Gold. Like, so they nerfs him a little bit super late game, but besides that, he still gets his job accomplished.
Doesn't, like you said, doesn't stop the waves from, you know, not coming in. the
and
more
you still get
important
all the
thing.
normal gold like a normal hero, so
Yeah.
it's not like that got nerfed. You're still getting every creep, just not bonus gold.
Oh, look at this. They're hunting for some top Canadian blood here. Can they get a hold of the mighty TC? Well, they'll get a Shadow Strike off. They're hunting. CC's trying to get close enough for the bomb. Not going to be able to get there, so TC in a swift movement.
Yeah, the
Dyer's
Shadow
middle
Strike didn't
tower
even
is
take out the
under
Lincolns
attack.
because he was so far out of range of the book 3, he didn't have vision, so it just didn't connect.
Damn. Well, as that happens,
Top Canadian plays.
MSS uses the boot to travel. Will come up with the rest of his posse here, while TC is just kind of dancing with them a bit. You know, in this bottom part of the map, the rest of his team is just going to do work here at the top. So they're looking for a setup on potentially this tier 2 tower, but
This is funny to watch. One team has to use a Beastmaster to
Radiant's
initiate,
bottom
and
tower
Shazam
is
has
under
to use
attack.
Avenge Stun to initiate, like on the Timber. So, that, I mean, you're not going to see any kills, because literally just 2 initiators on each team until Brax feels comfortable, like, blink
Dyer's
back you
top
walling,
tower is
but
under
he's not going to
attack.
do that against the Timber.
Dyer's
Yeah.
structures are fortified.
so no one is really going to be able to kind of get off on a quick foot here, and because of that, we might not see sparks fly until absolutely necessary. But
Yep. Oh, and the
Radiant's
Death
middle
on Weaver's
tower
up
is
in
under
one
attack.
creep. He already has the one Mithril Hammer on Chicken, getting the other one, and he's going to be putting out quite a bit more damage, especially against the Timber.
he's pushing his lane back quite a bit. The Lincolns will be popped, and he will pull back. That is the new ward, by the way, right there in the middle, so pretty fancy.
Where?
Right in the middle of that bottom lane, the sentry ward. He's juggling around the eyeballs right now.
Ooh, and that's upgrade style 1, not even just the base.
Oh, style 1. I think that goes up to 5 styles, people, if you really want to get,
Jesus.
get the money out there. Get the styles. I
I
think
think one of
Courier
the
has
late
like 40.
styles.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
does. I think one of the Ward's late styles like 750, so you better be dropping fat stacks for those.
I mean, only the fat is for
Only
Gabe.
the fat ones. Thanks, Gabe. Made Dota go down for 3 hours, but it was all worth it. We got
Dyer's
our
middle
couriers.
tower has fallen.
Just gotta shut Reddit up sometimes, I guess, there's your compendium.
Dyer's
Oh, now
middle
you want
tower
Dota to
is
play.
under
Oh, I'm
attack.
sorry. You're gonna have to wait for lunch.
Funny thing is, mid tower just drops when they had Glyph up. They could have just used a free Glyph on the mid Dire tower,
Oh.
and they didn't, and then they got killed by creeps, so Radiant gets a little bit of gold. They're probably happy about that.
You gotta click it or tick it on that glyph. Especially for those tier 1s, considering they're free. But
It's free. Oh, trust me. When I solo cast, there's a few things that just get me all hot and bothered. That's one of them. And buying a Midas and not using it off cooldown, I just lose my. I was gonna make up a word. I don't even know. My giddy up.
Otaku.
Yeah, Otaku. Yeah, I lose my Otaku. Oh, God.
Bottom lane, TC gets hit up a bit from MDW, but nothing will come out of it again. For both these guys, MDW is still 0-1, hasn't really been able to do much. I mean, I don't want to make it so bland sounding there, Grant, but, this isn't the flashy Timbersaw who's kind of rolling through the team. I assume that's to the credit of Shazam not really allowing him to, go too crazy.
Yeah.
Is this become a concern at all for them, or they're just content he's finding his own way and farm on the map?
Yeah, you can tell both teams are content with what they're doing, but I think you're right. FDL's just farming a little bit less. You see the net worth going in favor of Radiant. I mean, obviously that's the Alchemist, but even then, the Timber's just not farming. He has Boots of Travel. He has a Bloodstone. I might be going. I think Yule's is the play here, but I'm not sure.
Uh-oh, here comes MSS. We might see some sort of skirmish. The long concoction hits
Wow.
Franz right on the head, and one easy smack, and it's over.
You're melting.
He goes down.
A lot of damage. That was a lot of minus armor. We see that. So that we have Deso, Wave of Terror, and Acid Spray. Yeah, if this Timbersaw gets caught by one Venge Stun in a team fight, he actually is just more useless than like.
They can't do anything to TC. I mean, we saw him just dancing around there right at the bottom. With that Lincoln's on hand, it's so sketchy for them to make sure that they have some way to lock him down and then enough firepower to finish him off. And that ain't going to get any easier here. He already has 2,400 gold.
Yeah,
I don't know really what he wants to build in next, but if he continues to build up some serious stats, this is just the Weaver. They still have the insurance policy of the Alchemist there as well. They're going to make a go for TC now. There's the Blink Bomb, but a swap will kind of cause a bit of a ruckus here for FDL. They can't even get Jason down. These lack of stuns allows them to make it away on the back of a TP. And look at the turnaround already coming in. CC will go down. And this was a fight that, FDL brought brought forward. They didn't have to use the roar yet. In fact, the roar is going to be coming in now. Let's see if they can get anything going their way. This fight, MDL will entice them a bit, drawing them closer. Here comes the Ice Blast, though. They're jumping from fronts. Can they get the roar follow-up? They can. That will be the kill on the MSS. It's really been the first real positive boom for FDL in a while, but that may be the end of it here. But it looks like they have spotted out TC. He's long gone, though, so... All right, that is a chunk of money right there, about 1,700 gold net worth for FDL just on the Alchemist kill. But look at this, they're gonna get more. Bisa finds Jason, chomps him down, and more going their way.
Yeah, I'm surprised. MSS should have lived there. He waited. He could have thrown his stun out like at any time, but he's trying to save for the max, and then he's like, uh-oh, they're gonna come and roar me and A ult me.
Dire's
Dead,
middle
and then
tower
he
is under
stunned
attack.
himself, set up for the A ult and roar, and well, kind of got himself killed there. We still haven't seen, like, besides that vacuum wall at the bottom roach fight, we haven't seen another wall yet. He didn't even use it that fight. That was the only one. CCNC is really diving here.
They want Brax bad. I mean, you're right with the Yules. There's a wall for you. And a commitment of the Sonic Wave still not going to be enough. Brax will go down. Gets silenced up, and that'll be the end of it. CC links away, and... All right. Well, you got your wall, so where's that going for you?
Yeah, man. The Yules on Timber side's pretty much just for the. It's like playing as a puck now. You can always Timber chain away. If you have any crazy debuffs, well, just Yules yourself up, Timber chain when you land, and they only have the Venge stun and the Alchemist stun to stop it. It's gonna be hard to shut him down.
They are also lacking stuns themselves, though.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, I wouldn't.
No stuns.
I mean, it's not common for Timber to get something like an Orchid, but I mean, Slark doesn't get Orchid typically, and we saw that last game. But they are just still locking ways or missing ways to get lockdown. I mean, I suppose you can always go into a Sheep Stick a little later, but it is something they are going to have to consider.
Yeah, I think Timber usually. I think his normal. Sorry, my voice got really loud there. I think he usually goes Shivas into. I think it was an Octarine
Radiant's
last time.
middle tower is under attack.
I don't really know what. I mean,
Dire's
he just
top
like stats on.
tower is
Oh
under
no,
attack.
Jason could be in trouble.
Oh. Nope. No, they got the Yules. Okay, well, that new item going to work right away will prevent that TP out and will allow them to take down the little support. And FDL continue to truck on forward here. But obviously Shazam not really clumping or employing any sort of buddy-buddy system. They're each doing their own thing. Brax takes up mid right after he gets taken down at that top lane. And, you know, Mad, who had been pretty quiet this game at his 1-1-2, just continues to roam on through and just be there for his team when necessary. It hasn't really been an exciting game impact for him either.
Yeah, this hasn't been. It's only been 17
Dire's
kills in 31 minutes. It hasn't been like the most
Radiant's
slowest
bottom
game, but it's
tower is
definitely
under attack.
like teams have been fighting and
Dire's
pushing,
top
but
tower
both teams,
is
like we
under
said,
attack.
with no
Dire's top
stuns, the
tower
teams can
has
5v5
fallen.
fight and nothing can happen.
Radiant
because of it.
structures
Okay,
are
TC
fortified.
shows up bottom.
Radiant's
Scooches
bottom
right through them all.
tower
His
is under
Lincolns
attack.
will be popped. And that'll be the end of it here. She does the Sour Strike, I guess, for the Orchid Silence, and then they hustle on out of there. You know, and again, you know, it's pressure on FDL to kind of now start taking down these tier 2 towers so that really Shazam have limited options for farm on the map. Right now, it doesn't look like they have any limitations. They're still just farming any way which they can. They're holding on the net worth lead, not by a lot, but they're still holding.
Yeah, MSS is trying. The problem is MSS get rid of his bottle, an item, and then he's pretty much 6-slotted. I mean, he'll sell his armlet a little bit later, but he's getting to peak capacity when he wants to fight. We saw him bottom lane when they did catch that Timber Slide. Like, they blew him up super quick, but the rest of the team rotated and they just didn't have anything. Ooh, bot.
Yep, bot, roar, TC. Will they finally get the bug down? No! Yes, they will. Swap comes in from Jason. They both end up going down really fast. An attempt to get MSS a bit closer. He's actually going to be the late one in. And they will quickly swarm onto 3Grant. Huge fight for FDL. They waited a long time to be able to get a setup like that, and they'll finally get that bug squished. And with it, they'll follow it up and make a move into the Roche.
Yeah, that was without a quabble. We saw he whipped it, a nice swap by Jason, but still 3 kills, and it's just like track kills. Once you get a Bloodstone, every kill matters. You just got 3 free Bloodstone charges.
Yes, the Forgiving Force Staff will prevent B from getting stuck up on that high ground again. And this time they're going to look to punish Brax for trying it. They rush right his way. He's able to get the surge off and hustle out, but oh, the Orchid is there. Force, though.
Wow.
He's gone.
Can't believe he lived there.
Where did you get that Force from?
I think Mad's
Yep. Oh, Mad. The one who's going to die right behind him. Okay.
And another Bloodstone charge. And they got Roche. Bezo's like, whatever, you guys go have fun with that. I'm just going to take Roche myself with your book.
18 charges already on MJW. 6
And
charges. He's been already
Like,
doing
look
it
at the items. This Naix is just as farmed
Yeah.
as MSS. Like, they have the same amount of items, except Lifestealer is just a better hero with items. A team fighting, you can pop Rage like 2 or 3 times a team fight. He has an AC, he has 31
Radiant's
armor by
middle
himself.
tower
Now
is
he
under
even
attack.
more with even less now. I don't know, there's minus armor everywhere.
Radiant's middle
Nonetheless,
tower
it's
has fallen.
still more of a buffer for himself, so that if he does get hit up with all that minus armor, he still has some armor to at least work with in the fight, and can be a tanky force here. And it looks like FDL will just kind of step back after taking that tier 2, farm her way out, and then probably make an approach at the bottom or the top here shortly. But that was definitely enough of a hit to Shazam to knock the wind out of him here. So we'll have to see what the response is going to be.
Yeah, Vlad's is coming up on Beastmaster next fight, as well as Timber Saw's Shivas. They are going to have all the big auras. They're just going to run straight at Shazam. They might even go for a base this next time. They're still scared of the Brax. The 5-man backing wall can win any game. You could be a level, okay, maybe not level 6 Darks here in phase
Radiant's
5,
bottom
25s,
tower
but
is under attack.
it's very good skill.
Mid lane, TC will creep towards MJW here. And with the help from Jason, now we'll get, oh, nice Yule's dodge. And Bisa just shows up and is like, what the hell are you thinking? Just chomps up Jason really fast. TC's going to be forced to retreat, and now a killing spree for the mighty Bisa here.
Yeah, and like I think like what I said earlier, FDL just looks like more of a team, and then you said pretty much FDL just, they move around together, they find there hasn't been many kills, but they always keep finding the lone hero. And they look really good. They looked good last series, they look good right now. Nothing flashy, but they're winning games. And would you rather win a game or be Demon and lose every game but look flashy?
Well, for now, the FDL thing seems to be working, where they just kind of move as a team and get some wins here. Don't want to be speaking too soon for this game yet, but they have the biggest net worth advantage that we've seen this game so far. But, you know, as you mentioned, the last time these two teams met, they had an 80-minute skirmish. So I don't know if we're going to be prepared for another long haul, but these teams are itemizing as if this can go pretty long. Shivas does come up next for MJW. Up to 19 charges now on his Bloodstone. I was curious for a while there when he was going to be able to really hit his stride. Well, that came and went pretty damn fast, and we'll have to see if Shazam are going to find a stride of their own. As they smoke up, they go on the hunt here. We'll have to see if they're going to find any sort of opportunity. It's always with Jason. Like, Jason's got to do it with the missile. Jason's got to get the save with the swap.
Yeah.
It's a lot on the shoulders of the support.
Like the Weaver, the only one the Weaver can take down right now is like an AA. Quap can blink away, Naix can just rage and hit him, and Timbersaw just tanks him. Same with Beastmaster. Oh, and they see MJW.
There's going to be the Yules. They're going to wait with the stun. The stun's going to be there right as he tries to Timber Chain away. And it's going to be enough of a lockdown that's going to force MJW to use the Bloodstone deny and just off himself. So
Yeah, no, that was a good deny. Now he's back to original, but that's not too bad. He doesn't give away any gold or experience. So
yep.
And that would have been a big one. So it's like they didn't even get a kill, essentially.
And as you mentioned, back to pretty much the Bloodstone right as it started. 12 charges still to work with here, and
they're pinging base middle. They're like, hey, we just saw 5 people top. Let's go middle.
yeah, what did they have to use? They still have
TC's in
wall.
trouble.
There's a roar though. TC Ice Blast connects, but there will be a time lapse. So he's able to kind of avoid that kind of a pressure. The AA Ice Blast will pursue through this, and they will have plenty of firepower with the help of that Sonic Wave 2 to be able to take him down. Brax with the surge, steps in, gets hexed up, will be able to make it away. While this happens though, MSS and Mad are pushing this top lane. They've already reached into the high ground here, and will do some work on the tier 3 while FDL are yet to make it in.
I feel FDL could just literally run their base. Okay, they're probably like, oh wait, we're way far ahead. Look at our items.
Let's go.
Look at that tower.
That tower's dead.
Minus 12. Jesus.
Radiant's
Oh,
middle
that's a cool
tower.
swap. You're dead. And now I'm going to back up. He does get stunned, though. Vacuum back into a wall. MSS tries to right-click him down. Going to go into Manta. MJW, though, deep in enemy territory, causing a bit of a ruckus here, trying to be the gatekeeper for his team. And we'll be able to kind of diffuse the situation, allow him to step back. They'll take a tier 3 and nothing more. Still a better trade, a much better one.
By the agents. Yeah, they might think about going back in here.
Roar in 2. Why not? Infest will also be ready to go.
And they just need, that's, AA's been trying to ult MSS, but MSS, like, always sees he just moves a little to the left or right, and that's the problem with no lockdown.
Yeah.
They hit on the Weaver with the Roar, but oh, I can't believe that. I mean, Weaver still died, but that was, he barely got that ult off. If they somehow turned it around, I mean, they did, but if somehow.
It's like one of those situations where you almost want to get close as an AA just to secure the hit, but then you're like in Weaver territory and he'll just 4-shot you down and it's over. So,
I mean, he's going Axe. I'm surprised he didn't go Ghost Sub. We've seen a lot of AAs just, Axe is good, but not dying is even better.
Yeah, that's true. But for his sake, I guess they want to benefit that these are going to be more long-winded fights and would love the extra ticking time on the old Ice Blast there. Here comes Shazam down this top lane, looking to kind of relieve the pressure and divert the attention away from their very fragile mid lane now. But that's not on the agenda for FDL. They're already back at this mid lane once again, and they're going to make sure the pressure stays forward. They'll probably eventually kind of step back, deal with this top lane, and then kind of continue to like press the issue here while they can.
Oh, Bragg's bottom is, he's just dead.
Wow.
Yeah, he just got like pretty much
Sheepstick.
forced.
Yeah, this Sheepstick already doing a lot of work for CC. This time without the surge, Brack's not going to be able to make it away. They just make quick work of him.
Surprised he's not. Beez is not just. I mean, Beez should just be going bottom, killing that tower. They're just gonna get the rack.
They're gonna have to straight up race here. Yeah, they don't have the wall vacuum available for 40 seconds. They'll just take the racks quickly. Do they keep going for more? It looks like they do. They're heading towards the bottom lane. Some do step back, and MJW will try to be the bouncer here and keep him backing away. CC by his side with the Infest. While this happens, Beastmaster continues to add pressure on the bottom lane. Looks like he might be able to get this tier 3 down. With his Necro Book, they will. Take it down indeed.
I'm actually surprised they didn't put. I think it was smart though. They didn't lose their own racks top, and they still got the 3. I'm pretty sure with Bees they can like 2-shot these Raxes. But I've learned as I've grown older, playing safe, playing the more safe route. It's the better choice to take.
It's not fun, but sometimes it's a smart choice.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like, I mean, with obviously the rubber band mechanics, I think that's where the biggest thing happens. Let's see, you get a Rax and 2 of you die, you're still going to lose like 5,000 gold. If nobody dies, well, you don't lose anything.
Yep. What?
Sorry, super late game for Nyx. It became a little weaker with the Abyssal Blade because he gets an Abyssal, but God, the extra like 60 damage it used to give you was so, I mean, that's why it was so much better for AM, anyone. But you still want it for the lockdown, and it still provides you a little, even a little survivability. Not really big late game. But.
It's an interesting exchange. Like you mentioned, you lose a big chunk of damage, but they did make that stun better too, right? It's either less mana, lower cooldown. That's
way less cooldown, like 15 seconds.
I mean, and it's just, I mean, heroes would love to have that just as a skill. Well, bottom lane, Matt in a bit of trouble, forces forward. We'll be able to TP away. No extra stun will be there to follow up. The Roar was already committed, and now they're looking for Brax. But Brax with his own blink will be able to make it back and away. While this happens, TC gets the kill, taking out CC in the top lane. That's a gem on the deck. Now, Queen of Pain does have a buyback here. Might have to use it because Shazam are coming towards this top lane, but they're losing their bottom lane at the same time. Beast's mighty hand has already ripped apart the racks, and they could race if they want to.
Yeah, they know Swamp has buyback. They're like, okay, we get a Rax, but they're just going to back up.
Oh, they turn right back onto Mad, and they'll kill him. Just entice him to come out from the base a little too far. Brax will be next. There's that Abyssal. Boom, he's gone. Does have a buyback, but he's already committed his wall. AAL comes in and hits on MSS. Was it an Ag's ulti? It certainly was. MSS going to be stuck without any sort of healing power here for a little while. And FDL continue to fight where they've already laid ruin to the whole set of racks. Ooh, swap back.
Whoa.
Timber Chain, though. It's there. Nice mechanics. Okay, Yule still keeps him alive. The Roar comes out from Franz. He'll lose his life. Then MJW. But Beast, all the meanwhile, goes man mode here. Almost gets TC down, but TC is going to be forced to use the time lapse. Sidestep, steps back. Infest, pop out. One hit bash, but he's already Sakuchi. Can't see him. MSS jumps in, the 3 of them. Kiting about Bisa here. He's tired of it. I'm going to go for you, MSS. Charges his way. The Manta's going to come out. And that might be the end of it here.
Uh-oh.
This is like that kid who gets picked on in school and they're throwing the baseball up over his head. But eventually his friend shows up, pops out the Sonic Wave, and they annihilate TC. He might have to buy back here. They're going to lose MSS. Both of them out for over 80 seconds. In fact, don't even bother with the buybacks. This game's over.
Yeah, I mean, I hope if your kids are just throwing a baseball keepaway, I hope your friends just don't come in and murder them.
Yeah.
Get your ball back. I can respect that as a friend. But wow, that was... I mean, Shazam looked decent in the beginning, but FDL never... Like, they just didn't look bad, ever, at any point in this game. Never a bad gank, ever. They just played solidly the whole game. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I actually was siding with Shazam in their draft. It looked really solid. They had a lot to be able to back up the Alchemist. He had a lot to provide the rest of his team with, even in the late game here. But we were preaching about it a bit in that game, and we'll say it again now. FDL's teamwork is really starting to shine for a team of 5 that really don't have any sort of pinnacle star player. No Sumail, no Arteezy. They're showing that their NA Dota teamwork is working pretty well.
Yep, and they do have their... I believe he still lives in the UK, which is pretty crazy, but he comes along and says, hey, I want to play with some Americans. They are the best in the world, and
yeah,
there you go.
We'll see if the trend continues here for FDL or not. We'll cut to a break. When we return, it's going to be Game 2 of Shazam versus FDL. I'm KotLGuy. That's GrandGrant. We'll see you soon.